Um, Even as a child, you sense growing up in Mississippi, especially, that there are two different worlds at play, two different existences going on, and I couldn't figure out exactly why, what was happening. I just knew that something was not quite right. Um, Even at the age of kindergarten age, uh, things were separate. There were groups of people who were white, and they congregated and did things in their sphere of existence. And I, as a black person, was relegated. I was restricted uh, to certain parts of Jackson, and we were not allowed to interact with each other. So that confounded me. One of the things I noticed is that there's this heavy emphasis on skin color, even within the Black community, but certainly imposed by the dominant group, with the signage everywhere, for white only, for colored only. And my first intimation that this was a widespread event was going to school in the first grade. All of my literature, my materials emphasize uh, the pictorial uh, pictures of white people, and very few, if any, of black people. My aunt came down from Cleveland, Ohio, one year to visit us, and I'm in the second or third grade, and she wanted to take me for a walk to the zoo, which is about a mile away from where we lived. We walked, and she had just arrived from Cleveland on plane, and she was tired. And when we got to the zoo, she sat down, but then a large policeman came towards us and told her to get up, that she was not allowed to sit there, that was for white people only. And that really upset me, but I'm just a little kid, and I didn't know how to respond to that. So we had to walk back home, not being able to fulfill the enjoyment completely, as we had anticipated, my aunt and myself. And this phenomenon of being denied access to certain places in Mississippi was evident everywhere. My dad tried to go to a church in Jackson. Even the churches and the cemeteries were segregated, and he was denied entry because he was deemed as a person of color, even though he was technically speaking a what we would call a quadroon, someone who looked quite Caucasian, but his hair texture gave it away that he was someone that had black ancestry. So that denial caused me to become even more angry and to search further as to why this condition existed. Um, and so he encountered what are called the Baha'is while delivering mail to a woman on his route. He had been, after denial of entry to this Christian Science church, he started researching and searching for something that would satisfy him spiritually. And this mail that he was delivering gave him the clue that here's a group of people in Jackson who were meeting together in an interracial setting, and without any fear, and doing it in a natural way. That got my attention and caused me to investigate on my own the um, the principles of the Baha'i faith, and whether it um, was in agreement with my Christian background. And fortunately, after a year or so, I determined that it was, and I made the decision to become a Baha'i. And I've been growing in that understanding of being a Baha'i ever since.